the Word made flesh. John 1:14-18, and the Word became flesh and dwelled among us, and we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness about him and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me ranks before me, because he was before me." For from his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God. The only God, who is at the Father's side, he has made him known. In Galatians 4, verse 4. But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, so that we might receive adoption as sons. And because you are sons, God has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, crying, "Abba, Father." So you are no longer a slave, but a son. And if a son, then an heir through God. One of the side effects of the vast commercialization of Christmas is to have made many thinking people, not all of them Christians either, determined increasingly to see some meaning in the season as a festival and find some reason for observing it. More and more people want Christmas to mean something to them. Let me then give you a seed thought that will add some substance to greetings that we express to one another. The Word was made flesh. This is how the Apostle John describes the mystery of the incarnation, and mystery there is in the wonderful condescension of God. How low he stooped to enter his own creation, and how willing he was to do so for our sakes. But we mustn't stop at this thought. He who sent his Son into the world for our salvation sends his Spirit into hearts that they might experience it. And for the believer, the real joy of Christmas lies in this, that the Word has become flesh again in his heart. He rejoices and exults not only in the virgin birth of the Saviour in Bethlehem, but also in the virgin birth of faith in his soul. Christmas is no longer a far-off event, enshrouded in the mists of the past. It's something that has happened to him. Christ is born in him. The day spring from on high has visited him with salvation. But if Christmas is the door by which God entered the weariness and sinfulness of our lost world, then the manner of his entrance is significant for us also. For it was to a humble peasant maid that the eternal Word came, to evoke, both in act and attitude, a response of utter submission to the gracious visitation. "Behold, the handmaid of the Lord, be it unto me according to thy word." This is how the Word was made flesh in the fullness of time. And this is how the continuing miracle of Christmas takes place in the hearts of men. Submission and obedience are the open-hearted response of the message of the angel. This is the door through which God comes to bless men with his salvation in the same silent, unobtrusive way. No ear may hear his coming, but in this world of sin where meek souls will receive him, still the dear Christ enters in. This is what makes Christmas mean something, nay, everything, to men. God grant it will not mean less than this to us.